Okay, well, good morning. So happy to have y'all here. For today's practice, let's go ahead and get started by starting in child's pose. So, child's pose, if you remember, let's bring the big toes to touch and bring the knees out about the width of your mat. And then sink your hips down towards your heels and start to stretch the arms out, resting the forehead onto the earth. So let's just take a few deep breaths here in child's pose and really just allow the body to land in this present moment. So big, deep inhale in through the nose. And for this exhale, let's open the mouth and let it out. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale out. One more breath here. Deep inhale. And exhale. Good. And staying in your child's pose, just start to walk your hands towards the left side of your mat. Maybe the right hand comes on top of the left, but just feeling a stretch in the right side body. Keeping the sit bones pressing back towards your heels. Couple deep breaths here. Good. Walk the hands back to center and start to walk them towards the right side of your mat. And maybe that left hand comes on top of the right. Rooting down through the hands, lengthening through the left side body. Take a few breaths here. Good. Come back to center. Start to walk the hands back towards the knees. And come up to a seated position just on your shins. Good. So take a big breath. Reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, drop the left palm to the mat. Reach the right arm over to the left side. Inhale, center, both arms up. Exhale, drop the right hand, lean towards the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop the left hand. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop the right. Good. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, bring the hands behind you at your low back, interlace your fingers. And drop your knuckles down towards the earth. Really open up through the chest. Beautiful. Let's release that and come into our tabletop position. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, round through the spine, puffing up through the back. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, round through the spine. We'll do two more just like that. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, lift the heart. And this time as you exhale, send the hips up and back and find downward facing dog. And once you find yourself in this shape, just slowly start to walk your dog. So letting your hips rock from side to side, lifting your heels, alternating, like pressing the right heel down, lifting the left, and switching that. Just gently waking up the hamstrings just a little bit. Good. Slowly start to walk the feet up towards the hands. Take as many steps as you need. And find yourself in a forward fold. Reaching the hands down towards the ground. Allowing yourself to bend your knees as much as feels good. As you inhale, bring the hands to shins, lengthen out your spine. Exhale, hands back down towards the mat, forward fold. On your next breath in, engage your abdomen and slowly start to roll up. Allowing your head to be the very last thing to come up till you find yourself in mountain pose at the top of your mat. Good. Let's take a big breath, reach the arms all the way up overhead. As you exhale, cactus the arms out towards the side, pulling the elbows down towards your ribs. Inhale, reach the hands back up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, bring the hands to shins, lengthen out your spine. Exhale, palms come down to the mat, step back into plank pose. And we're going to hold plank here for 3 breaths. So you always have the option to go down to your knees if you need. But if it feels good, let's stay up in this for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Release your toes. And as you inhale, just gently lift your heart up for baby cobra pose. And as you exhale, bring the right ear down towards your mat. Inhale, lift the heart, baby cobra. Exhale, drop the left ear towards your mat. This time as you inhale, maybe press up a little bit higher in your cobra pose if that feels good. And as you exhale, find your way to downward facing dog. And stay in downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Good. At the bottom of your 3rd breath, start to walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, hands to shins, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Press down through your feet. Inhale, reach your hands all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, palms come to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, pull the elbows down, cactus the arms, lift the heart up. Inhale, reach the arms back up towards the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen out. Exhale, palms down to the mat. Step back to plank pose. This time we're going to hold plank for 5 breaths. So once again, always have the option to place the knees down, but let's see if we can stay here for 5 breaths. Shoulders over the wrist, pulling the belly button up and in. Long line with your spine shooting out your tailbone and through the crown of your head. You only have 3 breaths left. 2 and 1. Lower back down to the mat. Inhale, lift up for your cobra pose as high as feels good on your low back. Exhale, send the hips up and back and find downward facing dog. Good. So you'll start to realize that this downward facing dog almost becomes like a reset, sometimes a resting pose of sorts. Start to walk the feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Rooting through the feet. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring the palms down to heart center. Good. On this next inhale, we're going to take chair pose. So send the hips back, reach the arms up, chair pose. So it's like you're sitting in a chair, in an invisible chair. We're going to stay here for a couple breaths. Keep your knees behind your toes. Make sure you can see all 10 of your toes. Weight is mostly in the heels. Glutes are engaged, belly button is pulled in. Stay here for one more breath. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, palms down to the mat. And let's step the right foot back. Step the right foot back. We're going to come up into a high lunge here, so keeping that back knee up the mat. As you inhale, reach the hands up for a high crescent lunge. Nice. And let's just take some gentle movement in this high lunge, so just some gentle bounces or pulses up and down. Really starting to feel some sensation in that front quad and glute. Good. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, let's open up into warrior two. So bringing your body to face the long edge of the mat, arms open out wide. Good. Warrior two. Facing the long edge of your mat, arms open wide. Beautiful. On your next breath in, start to reach that front arm up towards the sky. Reverse warrior. And as you exhale, bring that front arm to your front thigh. Just rest it there and reach your back arm either up towards the sky, or you can start to bring it over your ear. This is called extended side angle pose. So feeling length from those right fingertips all the way down into the knife edge of that right foot. Good. Inhale, let's come back into our reverse warrior, so bringing that front arm up towards the sky. Exhale, extended side angle, bringing that front arm to the front thigh. Right arm comes up overhead. One more time through this flow. Inhale, reverse angle. Exhale, extended side angle. Beautiful. And let's bring the hands down to the inside of that foot. So you might need to heel toe that left foot out a little bit to bring both hands on the inside. And let's just stay here for a couple breaths in lizard pose. If this is too uncomfortable, you can also drop the back knee. Make it a little less intense. You're going to feel an opening in that right hip flexor and the glute on the left leg. I like to kind of rock back and forth in this a little bit. Good. At the bottom of your next exhale, bring that back foot up to meet the front and find yourself in a forward fold. Inhale, lift the hands up to shins, lengthen through your back. Exhale, fold forward. Press down through the feet. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. And bring the palms down to heart center. So now we're going to take this on the other side. I'm going to come over here so you can see me better. So let's start in chair pose again. So inhale, send the hips back, arms reach up, or if it's more comfortable for them to be out in front, that's totally fine. Chair pose. Feeling the strength of your legs, pressing down into the earth. Staying here for just a couple more breaths. Deep inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. One more breath. And as you exhale, fold forward, straighten the legs. Inhale, bring the hands to shins, lengthen out your spine. Exhale, bring the palms down to the mat. This time we're going to step our left foot back. Staying on the ball of that back foot, keeping the back knee off the ground. Reach the arms up, high crescent lunge. And so just like we did on the other side, just taking some gentle bounces or pulses in this lunge. So feeling some strength happening and stretch at the same time. Making sure to keep that knee behind the ankle of the front leg. Good. Big, deep inhale. And as you exhale, open it up to warrior two. Bring your body to face the long edge of your mat. Nice. Good. On your next breath in, find reverse warrior. So bringing that front arm up towards the sky. And as you exhale, extended side angle. So we bring that front arm to the front thigh. Arm reaches up towards the sky, or maybe you start to reach it over your ear. And let's flow through this now. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Good. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Let's flow through just one more time. Inhale, reach up, get long, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. And bring those hands down to the inside of your front foot. So maybe heel toe it over a little bit so you can fit both hands inside of it. And here we are in our lizard pose. So once again, just like we did on the other side, if it feels good to put the back knee down, go for it. You'll see me doing my little rock back and forth. Once again, I find this helps kind of lubricate the muscles, create some more space as we're opening up the hips, which tend to be very, very tight, especially for me. Good. One more breath here in our lizard pose. Awesome. Bring that back foot up to meet the front one at the top of your mat. Find yourself in forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Press down through the feet, reach the arms all the way up. Palms touch. And exhale, bring the palms down to heart center. Good job. All right, so we're gonna move into a little bit of balance work here. So we're gonna start with tree pose. Feels appropriate since I'm around a lot of trees at the moment. So let's start balancing on the right foot. So anytime I'm gonna balance on a foot, I like to lift all the toes of my right foot off the earth and just plant them individually. So plant the pinky, next toe, next toe, next toe, all the way to my big toe so that I know it's very connected. Lift the left leg up off the mat. You have options here. You can bring it all the way up into your groin. Let it rest there on the quad, the groin area. You can bring it to the calf, or you can bring it to the ankle with the toes still on the ground. Only place you don't want to put it is the knee. We never want to put pressure on our knee. So whatever position works for you. Also have options here with the arms. You can just let them go down by your side. You can bring them up to heart center. Whatever feels good. I'm just going to keep mine down by the side. Balancing here in our tree pose, finding a spot on the ground with your eyes to help with your balance. So you're not looking around the room, just finding a steady gaze in one spot, rooting that right leg down into the ground, just like a tree. Good. Anytime we have to come into these balance poses, we really have to focus and clear our minds. One more breath. Exhale, gently come out of it. Maybe shake the right leg out a little bit. And we'll go to the left side. So rooting each toe down, picking that right foot up off the ground, and once again, finding the level that works for you. So quad or groin, calf, or ankle with the toes on the ground. And maybe you find that one side is more challenging to balance on than the other. My left side tends to be more challenging. That's totally normal. Once again, doing whatever feels good with the hands. Rooting down through the left foot. Finding a long spine, so still reaching the crown of the head up towards the sky. Good. One more breath. Awesome. Gently bring that right foot back down to the mat. Maybe shake the left leg out a little bit. Good. And we'll come to our next pose. So once again, we're going to balance on the right leg this time. And we're just going to reach the left leg straight out in front of us. I'll probably give you a side view. Just reach the left leg straight out in front of you. So engage the lower abs just a little bit. And allow that left foot to reach out in front of you. Maybe you lift the arms up. Good. Pressing the shoulders down out of the ears. You don't want to be all hunched up. And just breathe. It's all you need to do in these balance poses is just breathe. One more breath. And slowly bring the left foot back down to the mat. Shake it out if you need. And let's go to the other side. So root the left foot down into the ground. Start to reach the right leg out in front of you. Once you find that, arms reach up. Good. Always when we're doing balance poses too, the core is going to stay engaged the whole time. The core is kind of the center of our balance. So when we feel off balance, when we feel a little bit out of whack, reconnecting with our core, that could be physical or just the core of who you are, will help bring us back to our center. One more breath. And exhale, slowly bring it down. Nice job. Let's come back to the top of the mat. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms out to the side, lifting the heart up. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring the hands to shins, lengthen out. As you exhale, palms come back down, step back to plank pose. Let's hold plank once again for 5 breaths. Deep inhale, exhale. Pushing the floor away from you, keeping the shoulders down out of your ears. You're doing great. You all look very strong. 2 more breaths. Last one. Deep inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's gently bring the knees down, send the hips back, and find child's pose. Take a rest. Allow yourself to just take some big, deep breaths after holding in that plank pose and the balance poses. There's a lot of strength building. Good. Let's come back onto hands and knees in tabletop position and send the hips up and back for downward facing dog. And inhale, reach the right leg up towards the sky. And as you exhale, bring that right knee to your right wrist. We're going to drop the back knee down. So we're coming into pigeon pose. So my right leg, as much as I can, that right knee is like next to my right wrist. And my foot is not quite parallel to the front of my mat because I'm not that flexible. But that's kind of the goal. It's kind of at like a 45-degree angle here. Your back knee is dropped, back toe is released. So already in this position, you might feel a lot of sensation. But if it feels good to start to fold forward over that leg a little bit more, feel free to do that. You're going to be feeling a lot of sensation in that right outer hip. So we're going to stay here just for a couple of breaths, either up top or folded over that front leg a little bit. Keep that front leg flexed if you're feeling any tension in your knee. And just allow yourself to totally melt and release into this pigeon pose. As I mentioned earlier, we do tend to store a lot of tension in our hips with how much we sit, when we sit in cars, when we sit in our homes. So allowing these outer hips to just release and let go is incredibly necessary. Good. And start to come back up. And in your own way, in your own time, just find your way back to downward facing dog. So for me, I'm going to curl the back toes and just lift back up, send that leg back, find downward facing dog, move around a little bit. And we're going to switch to the other side. So inhale, lift that left leg up towards the sky. And as you exhale, try to bring that left knee to the left wrist. Drop the back knee down. We're going to find pigeon on the left side. So once again, just like in our balances, you might notice one side is tighter than the other. My left side is tighter than my right. So just be with where you are on that side. If maybe you aren't able to go down as low on this side, that is totally fine. Just allow your body to be where it is and meet it there. So if it feels good, maybe you start to walk the hands out and fold over that leg. Or maybe you stay up on the hands. It is taking long, deep breaths here, starting to wind back down. Maybe you notice that your breath actually can allow you to move deeper into this pose. We know that with each inhale, we're creating space. And with each exhale, we have the opportunity to move just a little bit deeper into that space. One more breath here. Good. Slowly start to come back up, and just like you did on the other side, find your own way to downward facing dog. Just stretch it back out. Good. And come back down onto your hands and knees in tabletop position, and just bring yourself back to a seated position from there. Good. Let's bring the palms to the knees. You can face them up or down on top of your knees, whatever feels comfortable. If it feels good, close your eyes. And let's just take a couple breaths to just notice maybe how different you feel since the start of the practice. Maybe your body feels a little more open and warm. Maybe your mind feels a little calmer. Just notice how you feel. And just let that feeling be. Let's take one more deep breath together, our biggest of the practice yet. So big, deep inhale in through the nose. Once you get to the top, hold it. Sip in just a little bit more air. And open the mouth, exhale, let everything out. Open your eyes if you had them closed. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. I hope that you'll have a great rest of your week. Thank you.